Hello everyone, welcome back to Coog's Review.
Hey guys, I'm Katia.
And I'm Ariel.
I'm Adam.
I'm Emily, and today we'll be reviewing the global phenomenon K-drama Squid Game.
So Squid Game is a competition game turned deadly, and the cast is led by a character named Ji-hun, and we kind of follow his journey at the beginning through his struggles, and we see that all the characters that eventually get taken into the game are people that are in debt or considered lower class and are entering this game at their own will so that they can, earn a lot of money
and pay off their debt.
Pay off their debt, yeah.
And I like the way that they set up Yi-hyun, the main character, his story arc, he gambles away his money, he lost custody of his daughter, and he just wants to get her a present, and oh no, the daughter's moving to the US.
Sang-woo, who's the best friend of Ji-hun, the main character, and they grew up together, and he was known as the genius of their village, and goes to this really big school in Korea, and everyone thinks.
But about that, I really don't know if he actually went.
That's a theory. That's
because
definitely a theory,
everybody was like, oh, you went to SNU or whatever it was called, and he was never really confirming or denying. It was just kind of
I thought it was crazy. After the first game, they let him have this whole democratic vote, and it's if you want to go ahead and stop playing, you can. And I was like, oh, okay, so they're giving him a chance to run away. Why they're obviously going to go to the cops and try to get this taken down. Why is it so easy for them to just leave?
Yeah, and one thing that surprised me is that it's voluntary. Because with the majority of these types of movies like Hunger Games or any other games, the players are forced.
Yeah.
They have no way out. These people sign contracts. There's rules, and they sign contracts saying, I'm in, I'm game. It's a whole democratic process, and I, like you said earlier, I found that very surprising.
My favorite character at the beginning was Il-nam, number one, because I had a soft spot for him. I was this old guy with a brain tumor. Yeah. But I still kind of like him. I think it's because he just had an effect on me, all the way throughout the beginning of the season, and then when he died, I was so upset. And then, I don't know, it's hard for me to just forget about all of that. So I'm dang, you suck, but I still kind of like you.
Man, I feel so bad for Ollie. He was just trying to get his money from what he was owed at his original job, and he was just trying to do good the whole time.
Yeah. He has a kid, and he's an immigrant, and he's just trying to make it work for his family, and the scene where he's talking to his wife in his native language, deciding on whether to go back or not, I was crying. I was oh no.
I know.
No, it's always the good ones. It's always the good ones that are just
From the beginning, I knew he wasn't going to last. I hate to say that. I knew he had too much good in him, and I knew he was going to get betrayed at the beginning.
It was too good to be true. And another character, Seva, she is so complex. The way she composes herself. I think she was the product of her circumstances, because North Korea was such a vastly different country than South Korea is, and just the way that she is just such a complex character. And I think the reason she was in the game was very justified, because there's a lot of characters that I don't think get the right to be in the game.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, for example, the gangster, I can't remember his name.
I know, right? I can't remember
the snake
either.
tattoo guy.
Yeah.
Snake tattoo guy. I can't remember his
Number
name.
101, I believe. I didn't even know what the Musty Girl's reason for being there.
Musty Girl. The crazy one. 212. 212.
Yeah, man. I don't even believe she had kids. I think she
just lied.
Yeah, she's just a pathological liar.
Yeah, because I'm you had a baby how long ago and you're here? How did that turn of events happen?
Right, you didn't even certify your child's name?
Yeah, it's that's kind of sus.
Il-nam surprised me the most. What's happening. You choose to participate, and then you keep allowing it to.
He just acts like nothing's happening the whole time.
I wanted to play the game.
Yeah, definitely Il-nam at the end, because at the end of the series, the game's over, he wins all this money, and you see him kind of really struggling with that, or Ji-hun struggling with, he has all this guilt on him, and he's watched so many people die, and he doesn't really know what to do, and then you're how is this series gonna end? That's it, he wins the money, but then you see how they actually reveal the creator at the end.
Yeah.
I do want to say maybe that was has to be one of the most shocking points. I was really shocked when they kind of flash back to the scene where the front man is going up or he goes into like the back room, the private room, and he's like, oh, they're ready for you.
Yeah.
But then he decides not to go out because he's going to play the games.
Mm-hmm.
Were Songwoo's actions justified?
Absolutely not. I can't say that I supported him throughout any of it. That's why I was surprised at the beginning when he chose to go home. Like I guess some part of him was good, but no, from the beginning I knew he was just.
You got that vibe?
I got that vibe from him for sure.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, woo, Songwoo. And then when he, pushed the guy off of the bridge, I was like, or when he did that thing to Ali.
Immediately.
I was like, no, Songwoo, no. No.
I don't like running. So I just feel like, first of all, I wouldn't even want to be there because I don't like running.
You're like, exercise, what is this?
Yeah, but then, like, I think my reaction to things can be kind of big. So I feel like if somebody just got shot, I'm not just going to stand there. Like, I feel like I would definitely move.
I feel like I would be in a state of shock to where, like, I'm so still that
can't,
it would benefit me eventually.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, wait, I can't move.
I can do this.
Yeah, so maybe that game, and, like, you know, I played it a lot, too, when I was a little kid. So it's, like, more familiar to me.
Yeah.
And as far as the honeycomb game,
I
don't
feel like
know.
I could.
But I feel like I could,
Yeah.
And you know how Jihan was the one to figure out the whole, like, you have
The
to lick
licking
it?
situation,
I feel like someone else that I was playing with would figure that out, and I would see them.
And
And
then
I would
be
do
like,
the same thing,
oh,
right? And be like, oh,
yeah.
okay, and then do it.
I feel like I probably would have just eaten it. Like,
Eating around
eating
it. But then you have to get the little, like,
yeah, but like
intricate parts.
after I
Then
get the
that's
big
easier,
parts
right?
off,
Yeah.
then you can, yeah.
That's fair.
I feel like with the glass, what would you call it? Like stepping
The stepping
stones or
stones,
whatever.
kind of, yeah.
I feel like if I was the last player like Gihan,
Yeah.
I feel like I could do it because
Well,
I would. Well, yeah, because
I know it can survive game 1. I think, honestly, I would have been out game 2. I don't care what shape it would have been. I can't keep a steady hand. I would have freaked out, and I'm too dumb to find out you just need to lick it. Yeah.
I wouldn't have made that connection. I would have just been poking at it, and then I see people, I'm like, why are they licking it? And then I see a gun to my head, I'm like, oh, that's why. So I think game 1 is kind of, because I don't like guns. Guns terrify me. Like, I look at one and I cry. Like, I don't know why. It's just something about them that I don't like. And, like, I think I would be one of those people that, like, panicked and ran away and then got shot.
Oh
like,
my God,
I know my
right.
limitations. And if I were to survive, I think it would be the marble game, because I'm not smart enough to, like, predict, like, even or odd. I don't know.
I thought that game was weird. Like, are they supposed to be playing what they're playing, or what was the whole? Like, some of them were actually playing that marbles game where you knocked them out of bounds.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. They kind of gave them free reign of that.
Yeah, I think tug of war is when I would kick the can. I'm not strong. I am not, like, I know my limitations. I'm just gonna let them drag me over. I can't do it.
That game was more of like the team you picked.
The team
for
you
sure.
picked and, like, the strategy. Like me, like, I'm too slow to process what's happening. Like, by the time I'm, like, mentally prepared, I'm already over the edge. Like,
I'm kidding. Like, I couldn't imagine being the first one to go during the bridge game.
I have multiple theories about how the next season's gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
But on one end, you know, they do reference how South Korea has, like, some of the best games, right? The VIP say.
Yeah.
And which kind of not foreshadows, but hints at that there are other games around the world.
Other countries, yeah.
And so maybe that could be, you know, direction they take is going and checking out a different game in another country.
Yeah.
But again, that plays with, is it going to be in that language? Do they keep it in Korean and all that stuff? Or it's going to take maybe Jihan in a direction where he goes back and he tries to sabotage the next game, try to get them taken down.
I saw a theory about that him dyeing his hair that color, like, is a hint at that he's gonna try and be one of the, like, the people in the mask. with the that he's gonna try and be one of them.
Yeah, so he'll try to like follow police officers' idea of like sabotaging that way.
I feel like that might be a little far off, but maybe. I hope by the end of the second season he goes to see his kid. I love that.
I of course I took away like the whole social class system and how the working class is pitted against one another, and that they never really had an equal opportunity in this world. But I guess speaking of experience, but it was just a real interesting key point of the whole plot, that they were playing this game to allow them this chance, but at the same time it was the rich being greedy, being disgusting, as they're always portrayed, and pitting this game for fun, for sport. And like I thought it was so cool at the end where they played that one final game where if that person was going to show up and give that man help or not. I really thought that was a moving part of the whole thing.
Player one is the mastermind behind it all. Like, he is the one that made the games, because the first games that we see in the records was in 1988, or at least the South Korean games.
That's right.
Because if we remember, the VIPs, when they came to visit, they said the Korean games are always the best, which implies that there's more games across the world.
Oh man, like I like, now that you say that, I think that's so crazy. Like, I wonder how many games are like being instructed at the same time. Like, is there a second level to this, or is it just happening in South Korea?
Yeah, but as I was saying, it kind of shows, because Il-nan, player one, who's the mastermind, bets that no one's gonna help the man. And Gi-hyun, who wins the Squid Game, he bets that someone will save them. So it kind of shows this dynamic of how the elite and the rich are like, no, there's nothing good, there's no good, all there is greed and money, which they have a point. But there's also that aspect of how poor people, or like less unfortunate people, still see good in other people, and just that dynamic of back and forth. Because you would think that someone who's rich or in that top class would be more generous and more kind and more loving, and you would expect someone of a poor class to be bitter against a system that's failed them.
Exactly.
But you see that it's completely flipped, you know, and I just love that dynamic, because there's a lot to unpack in that ending, like, finale, that ending scene. The one that I'm rooting for the most is that Jung-ho, the officer, is still alive.
I kind of want it to be some cool Sly Cooper stuff where Ji-han is just running around the background while the game's going on, trying to stop it all. Like, I hope he's not going to join the game, but going to stop it completely.
Yeah, it's gonna be either him playing the game and he has an advantage, or he's trying to like sabotage it from the inside, or he's trying to stop it from the outside.
I think it might be from the outside. I don't think there's going to be a way they're going to let him play the game again without repercussions.
That is true.
Yeah, there's just no way.
Because it goes against their democratic process if everybody's at the same level.
Yeah. Oh, and he's rich. Oh man, what if they try to offer him a seat? Ooh,
bro. Because he's a millionaire now, so he's like rich now, so he could be a VIP and try and take it down from there.
Thanks for watching Coog Cinema Reviews. I'm Katia.
And I'm Ariel.
I'm Emily.
I'm Adam, and we hope to catch you next time on Coog TV.